All right, there is no doubt that the Detroit Lions are going to be in the market for a cornerback. We went hard in the secondary last year, and we came up with a bunch of people. We drafted Brian Branch, got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Emmanuel Mosley, and Cam Sutton in that secondary. But the Detroit Lions are going to need some help in the secondary this coming season. Cam Sutton is a number 2 cornerback at best, and without a defensive pass rush, it's going to be tough to have any of our cornerbacks cover anybody in the secondary. But there's a guy that y'all brought up in the comment section. He just won the Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, he has, I want to say, 2 Super Bowl wins with the Kansas City Chiefs. You see him in the thumbnail, L'Jarius Sneed. Now, I just want to say that the Detroit Lions could funnel most of their money into the defensive pass rush, which will help out that secondary. And if the Detroit Lions go somebody like we bring back Emmanuel Mosley, or we go like a 2nd or 3rd tier cornerback, kind of like a Cam Sutton. To me, a Cam Sutton is like 2nd tier, not a shutdown, lockdown corner like a L'Jarius Sneed would be. And I think lockdown is being a little gracious, but we're going to see something when we look at his stats a little later. But could the Detroit Lions make a run? Now, first, in the comment section, before we continue with this video, put in the comments below, where do you want the Detroit Lions to put their money? Do you want to put it in the pass rush, whether it's DEDT, or the secondary? Me, myself, I wouldn't mind a D line. I want a DE because it helps out the pass rush. But this is coming from All Lions Christian Boer, and he kind of sparked a little bit of an interesting point. Said, L'Jarius Sneed, about L'Jarius Sneed, the postseason allowed him to shine on a worldwide stage, and he forced a crucial fumble at the goal line against Baltimore in the AFC Championship game. Well, before I go any further, I need to do this because it wouldn't be the same if I didn't.
He's the funniest guy who gets the job done. Likes how-tos, renovates, so fun. Man, he's so crazy, better pick up the thumb.
If you know, you know. It's a bit of an inside joke when it comes to this channel. Says, additionally, he allowed just 2 completions for 23 yards on 4 targets in the Super Bowl against the 49ers. Of course, over the course of the season, including playoffs, Sneed amassed a 7.25 Pro Football Focus grade. Nobody cares about that. And a 3.8 coverage grade. That coverage mark would have ranked highest on the Lions. Nobody really cares about PFF like that. I mean, I really wonder how PFF comes with a bunch of their stats. But I wanted to show you guys something. Now, L'Jarius Sneed was drafted in the 4th round in 2020. That 2020 draft was not the best. We got some guys on our team who not even on there. Jeff Okudah was part of that draft. Clyde Edwards, I think, is DeAndre Swift. Those guys were part of that draft. But a 4th round pick coming to his 2nd contract. And that's how you go from like a 0 to a hero. Because when you see what he got paid during his rookie deal, he's in the same boat as Amon-Ra St. Brown. And when you see what he's about to make, these guys have a lot in common. Now, let me show you what the Detroit Lions would probably be looking to pay. This is his contract details coming off of a rookie contract. Says L'Jarius Sneed signed a 4-year, $3.9 million contract with the Kansas City Chiefs, including a $634,000 signing bonus, and with the same amount guaranteed, and an average annual salary of just under $1 million. So if you look here, as Amon-Ra St. Brown said, money is tight. So he's in that same boat. But this guy, let me show you what he was able to do over the 2023 season. It's something I want you to see right here. His productivity, look at this. Touchdowns allowed, 0. None. Was ranked 1 in the NFL, if I am reading this correctly. So that's just one of the stats here. You have efficiency. You have opportunity. So L'Jarius Sneed is a pretty good corner. And if we're looking at upgrading at that position, and like I said earlier, it really depends on where Brad Holmes wants to put the money. I, myself, think he's going to do something like bring back Emmanuel Mosley for depth. I think he's going to sign maybe a 2nd or 3rd tier cornerback, and I think he's going to put the bulk of the money into the defensive line only because that is the part that he's neglected. If you look over his draft, Josh Pascal, injured defensive lineman. Levi Onwuzurike, injured defensive lineman. Broderick, I don't play, I'm always inactive. Martin. Now, the dude could be a stud in years to come, but that's Brad Holmes' defensive line track record. So I think that he's going to put the money into free agency when it comes to a defensive line. But L'Jarius Sneed could be that guy that would be a true number one corner. We can also draft a cornerback that will be a lot cheaper. We're already picking number 29, so if we kept that 29th pick, that would be cheaper. And if we obviously trade back or get somebody in the later rounds, that would be cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, which we know is a word Brad Holmes absolutely loves. So my thing is, do you feel the need for Sneed? Because I wouldn't mind, but again, we're talking about a defensive pass rush is where I'm going to put my focus in. But let me know in the comments below. I know a lot of you guys have been talking about him in the comment section. My thing is this, though. L'Jarius, coming off 2 Super Bowl rings, right? You would think that Kansas City is going to try to keep this guy, whether they tag him or what. I don't know where they're going to use their franchise tag at, but why would he leave Kansas City, who's on a quest to three-peat, to come to Detroit for anything other than money? Or you're in the NFC and maybe you want to change the scenery. Maybe he wants to start fresh. Maybe some people like to bring, Detroit is kind of a project, up and coming. I don't know why people would leave other than money if you're in a place like Kansas City. Tyreek Hill left Kansas City to go to Miami, money, weather, things like that. So you're not going to get better weather in Detroit than you are at Kansas City. So if L'Jarius wants to leave, I mean, why would he? Why would he leave if they don't tag him? So I don't know. I don't know how realistic this is, but I know you guys have been talking about it in the comment section. So L'Jarius Sneed. But before we go, I forgot to bring up what he's going to wind up getting paid, because I forgot to do that. So this is L'Jarius Sneed's market value. All right. 4 years, $65 million with 16.3 per year. That would put him $5 million over what Cam Sutton is making. His comparable Jalen Ramsey, Carlton Davis, Chajarius World, Jamel Dean. So I don't know, guys. I don't know if Brad Holmes, you're talking about $11 million, but like I said, you get what you pay for it. So let me know in the comments below, what would you like to see L'Jarius Sneed as a Detroit Lion? Because I wouldn't mind, but again, we have to take care of the defensive line first. And if Brad Holmes can get like a AJ Epinesa, Van Ginkel, Bryce Huff, some of those guys, if we can't get a Danielle Hunter, and then we put the money into the secondary. So if you gave me a choice between Danielle Hunter and nobody in the secondary, or you could give me AJ Epinesa, Van Ginkel, Bryce Huff, and L'Jarius Sneed, that is a bolstered defense. I would take that over Danielle Hunter. I know I want a dog, and I've been saying that, but I wouldn't mind if we can't get the dog. I wouldn't mind covering a lot of areas with serviceable players, because I don't think that any of these guys are dollar store. And Van Ginkel is a dollar store, but you got 2 guys that's not. You know what I'm saying? You got like a couple Macy's guys. So for me, I would take 2 Macy's, a dollar store, and a Tiffany Sneed, as opposed to one giant Danielle Hunter. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Consider subscribing to the YouTube channel as well on a push to 20K. Once we hit 20K, I don't think I'm going to press subbing so much. I'm just doing it because I'm trying to give away the Lion, but the subscriptions are picking up, but we can't do that until we hit the 20K. But after that, I probably won't say it as much as I say it now. So you guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.